The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Fellas, let's talk about this fight that went down on Saturday, October 12th, down there in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Artur Beterbiev defending his light heavyweight championships against Dmitry Bivol by unanimous decision. So round one was kind of a feeling process for both fighters. Both of them were trying to find their rage and their groove, and then towards the end of the round, they started throwing more, and Bivol connected on a nice little combo. In round two, both fighters were working the jab, but nobody really put their stamp on the round. And then midway through round three, Bivol started stringing together some nice combos, and then Beterbiev kind of threw some back towards the end of the round. And moving on to round four, it seemed like Bivol had the higher volume. And then in round five, Beterbiev started unloading a little bit and caught Bivol with a nice body shot. You could tell that Bivol felt it. And then in round six, Beterbiev was walking Bivol down and started to get through to his guard some, but Bivol started circling around and started throwing back some combos. So that was a hard round to judge. And round seven, I gave it to Bivol, but Beterbiev, started to close the gaps towards the end of the round. And then round eight, I gave it to Beterbiev. Round 9 and 10, I gave it to Bivol, and then I gave Beterbiev the championship rounds. And this was a tight one to judge. And I don't know. I guess we'll talk about the judging a little bit soon before I get after I get your thoughts. So what were your thoughts on this one, Chris?
Well, it lasted the whole fight. I didn't think it would probably go to the distance through either fighter. I thought either fighter had the ability to knock each other out. So that was entertaining. What I didn't like about Bivol was I wasn't so comfortable with him fighting off his back foot. I'm not used to seeing him fight off his back foot. He didn't look too comfortable fighting off his back foot, especially a person like him that he was going against. So that wasn't my favorite part of the fight watching it. The back foot fighting was what separated me from seeing, okay, he's not really comfortable fighting from there. It doesn't look too good. And that's what's smart from Beterbiev, because he was going in directly towards him and being more aggressive at those times. And you could see the difference in the fight when that was taking place.
Steve?
Yeah, that was my opinion I was about to have. Bivol, he was very cautious, not scared, but his style was very cautious. And I would say more of the time you would see there would be times to where Bivol would stand his ground and even sometimes gain respect to back him up a little bit. But for the most part, I was noticing Beterbiev was able to get him to back up, get him close to the ropes, me assumingly to catch him off guard on the ropes. Bivol, he definitely I haven't seen a fight in a while to where somebody that can throw so crisp combos and then the way he circles around and he sets it up like circling out and then still lighting him up. Very good, but it seemed like Bivol was more worried about, if it's true, his power. And it seemed like Beterbiev was walking him down to where, not saying Bivol didn't have power, it's just he was the more what do you say, the out front fighter walking him down.
Yeah, for sure. This was, like I said, this was a hard one to judge. Bivol definitely looked like the more technical fighter, but like Chris said, he's fighting off his back foot the whole time, which doesn't look good in the judge's eye. And like when we were previewing this fight, like I was saying, Beterbiev doesn't go to decision, so I was surprised that it went the distance. I thought Beterbiev would have probably downloaded the information and figure him out. You could tell that Beterbiev was a little bit frustrated because he was trying his hardest to like walk him down, and he just couldn't really close the range like he wanted to and catch him. You could tell like he was a little bit frustrated, but this was an interesting fight. But I don't know. Listening to the commentators, you would think that Bivol got robbed, like, because they were like shocked by the outcome, but I thought it was, like I said, I got to go back and watch it because some of those rounds, like halfway, you could tell one fighter, having their way, and then the other half that the other fighter took over. So it's hard to judge like that. But I don't know. Like, what do y'all think about as far as like you see this happen a lot where commentators almost have like a bias towards one fighter, and then when someone have like a decision goes the other way, like they kind of like sway the viewers to think that it was a robbery. I'll start with you, Chris.
It lines up a rematch. It puts the rematch in question. It puts the rematch at request from the fans. It's good for boxing, good for the sport. Just hearing, the bias there, feeling that they got robbed. So I've been reading a lot of comments, especially this morning, that a lot of people do feel like he got robbed. So, the question's in the air for a rematch. Does he want to do a rematch? I don't know. But, now that we've seen the fight, we saw it go the distance. They both got a taste of each other. We'll look forward to a rematch to see who can, outperform the other.
And I definitely think people should give credit due for, the step up in competition for Beterbiev. Not to say that he was fighting bums, but Bivol is definitely a step up in competition. I mean, we saw what he did to Canelo. I mean, Canelo kind of almost looked like light work. So, like, you got to take that into account. But, yeah, like, what do you think, Steve, about, like, kind of the commentary kind of maybe try to set up a rematch and kind of being biased towards one fighter?
Setting up the rematch, yeah, but being biased, I mean, yeah, it was a well fight. And I can definitely see the argument because, like you said, he was on his back foot, but he was lighting him up on the back foot and circling out and doing a whole bunch of Chris combos to me. Maybe depending on, who's the judges, maybe they, like you said, judge off of how much ground can you cover as far as being dominant if you're on your back foot. So I can say that, of course, it would promote more money, especially if there's no other competition out there, and that's the best I can say at this far, the best competition both has fought. I think so.
Yeah, definitely. That's why this fight was so anticipated. But after the fight, Bivol was saying that, he wants that rematch if it presents itself, but he didn't make any excuses. He didn't say he felt like he was robbed. So he didn't feel like he was robbed, and got to take the man for his word. Like, I wasn't mad if it was a draw. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you're judging the fight. I mean, like I said, Beterbiev was definitely the more aggressive fighter, and fighting off your back foot might not look good to the judges. And Beterbiev was landing some hard shots, even though I think Bivol was more technical and circling out. But hey, that's why you don't leave it in the hands of the judges. But as far as a rematch goes, like, are y'all up for that, Chris?
Yeah, I would love to see a rematch. I think, they both got, when it's like the Canelo versus when he fought 3 times, who did he fight?
Triple G.
Triple G. The first one was kind of close, and then the second 2, we can see the person pull the distance away, see who's the better fighter. I think that's what happened with this. If we get a rematch, we'll see a different outcome.
What do you think, Steve?
I can say it's definitely promotable. I think it was a good fight. Maybe like I said, and based off the rematch, people making calculations for the next one, I think we might see a different outcome because they were throwing some hard shots, and I think if somebody adjusts just a little bit, I think one of them can get a KO. So I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I think Bivol with 33, 34, and Beterbiev is 39. So it's not like a lot of time. Like, if they're going to make a rematch, they got to make it happen like quarter 2, 2025. So they do it. They need to, make that happen quick. But yeah, I was shocked to see Beterbiev go to decision. But, like I said, high competition leads to those results. But we'll keep our eye on what happens next with that one. Thank you for checking out this Haymaker Combat Sports segment. This full episode could be found on the Haymaker Combat Sports YouTube page and in audio form on all major podcast platforms. Until next time, peace.